Okay.
Because today's going to be sort of a cool down episode after the big final confrontation last time.
Yeah, we met God, so we decided to take a vacation.
I mean, it's not inaccurate.
All right. Oh, hang on. I think I can't. Right. Okay. So, thanks to Lorem's teleportation circle, which is now a permanent feature on the Saffron Lady, you are able to safely teleport away from the ship and then back to Vienna in an instant, safe in the knowledge that you will be able to teleport just as safely back to the Saffron Lady as soon as you need to. Lorem himself takes his leave as soon as you reach Vienna. He's got his own work to do back in the Academy Biocar. And as for Harvey, he's decided to go on ahead and investigate the northern continent, since that's probably where you're headed next.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And he's promised to conceal the Saffron Lady and check in on it now and again during his investigations, so you don't have to worry about it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
In the meantime, 4 months this time will pass between the end of this adventure and the start of your next one. So, first of all, let's just get the bookkeeping out of the way. What do you want to do with those 4 months?
I already know what I'm going to do, so I will say I'll do mine since everybody else seems hesitant. First, Lake's going to spend a couple weeks with the Dryad, not learning any new languages this time, but the Dryad did mention that they enjoy my company, and they it's pretty boring when I don't come to visit, so I try to, make sure I check up every once in a while, tell them what I was up to when I was away this time. But after a couple of weeks, I decide I'm going to go check up on Dad and see how his mission to unfuck Okar is going.
All right. I noted that before, so we will be getting into that presently.
Okay.
Also, today's music.
All right. Well, that's what I've got planned.
So do either of the other two of you have any specific things planned for your downtime?
Not really. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it. I've been kind of busy.
Like any sort of skills you'd be wanting to pick up?
I don't know. I already finished learning Halfling a while ago.
Well, you can always pick up a skill based around the toolkit.
Yeah. Could you name some of those, or is there somewhere in one of the books where, like?
Oh yeah, it's in the player's handbook in the equipment section. Whole big list.
Okay. Give me a minute to look at that.
Page 154.
Thank you.
Renash?
Maybe, yeah.
Any big plans?
Well, I suppose part of the plans would be checking in on my father, seeing how that's all going. But I do also have in mind, because in thinking, it would probably be useful if I could find a means of transcribing at least certain spells into scrolls.
All right.
So perhaps I could seek out someone who could give me the means of doing that, perhaps?
Well, I'll need to check the magic section, but I believe that's just something you can do for a certain cost per day.
Okay, well, I'll be working on some of that with the somewhat abundance of spell materials I got, so might as well.
Do you plan on picking up any extras? There's no real practical limit on how much you could find over the several months.
I could also take a look around, yeah. See if there's more I can find. I got plenty of money to burn, so might as well use it for something.
All right. Well, just make sure you note it down in your sheet and take away from the money that you get, or the money that you have. And speaking of which, you would all be richer by 2,000 gold.
Okay.
So 200 more platinum. Got it.
I'll just look it online. Checking through all the books is inefficient.
Wait, what level are we again?
13, 12?
13. Okay.
Just hit
13,
13.
13, yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't sure for a second if I'd updated my character sheet and everything, but I think I have. So, hmm. Maybe I should just start learning Draconic. That's a cool language, right?
Yeah, but like, who would be able to teach you Draconic?
That is a good question. Do I know anyone who speaks Draconic?
There was that dragon from before, but you'd have to find it.
You've met a whole bunch of Dragonborn before, but they're this nomadic society that follows evil chromatic dragons out of necessity. It's not really a prestigious language to learn, nor is it very useful.
Oh, okay.
Given your location.
Fair enough. Guess I'll have to wait until I meet another cool dragon who brings Draconic back into style.
Listen, all you gotta do is meet someone who's part tree, and they'll teach you all the languages you want for free.
Yeah, no thanks. Are there any other... I already speak Sylvan, by the way. Are there any other prestigious languages now that I'm thinking about it? Like, what would be the most prestigious languages to know?
Well, one of the outer planes languages would be a highly academic thing to learn, since it's exceptionally impractical in real life.
If only somebody else in the party knew that they actually spoke one of those.
Yes, your options include celestial, demonic, devilish, or whatever the technical names are. Infernal, abyssal, and primal. Primal being the language of the four inner planes.
I don't know what those are, but
Earth, air, wind, fire.
Oh, I see.
Earth, air, fire, water. Got air twice.
Earth, wind, and fire. I see. I don't know. I don't know if Aurelia would really be that into that. Maybe she knows all the languages she needs to for now.
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry. Okay. Well, I don't want to hold things up. But there isn't
like
really
I said,
anything specific.
This is going to be a slow-paced episode, so it's no trouble.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything specific. I mean, honestly, but this is something. Maybe it would be better off talking to you about outside of.
You could pick up another gaming set.
That's true. I've already got playing cards.
Learn Dragon Chess. There you go. It's chess,
cool,
but with
learn
dragons.
Is Dragon Chess prestigious? The other thing was I could learn another instrument, but I kind of already have the instruments that are most useful.
Gotta learn
to
the
me.
recorder.
Yeah. Well, actually, Dragon Chess is actually fairly high class because you need a fairly decent set of carved figures to play, and the rules are relatively complicated compared to what you can do with dice or playing cards.
Perfect. I will spend some time learning Dragon Chess then.
You know, someone actually bothered to make a rule set for that. I looked it up one day. It is
Okay, well, time for me to learn how to play it in real life.
It is stupidly complicated. Do not bother. It is like chess, but dumb.
Okay.
But
Like-
chess is dumb.
Like blank but dumb explains a lot of both fantasy and Star Trek.
Yeah, if you think chess is dumb, just wait until you see Dragon Chess, though.
I think I'm good.
I think I'm good too. I mean, it's bad enough that Wizards of the Coast released official rules to 3 Dragon Ante. I can't imagine what Dragon Chess is like.
Look, my night has already peaked. It's all downhill from there. So I'm ready, whatever.
All right. By the way, I have come across the crafting magic items rules. They're stripped down compared to previous editions, third, and essentially what it is you can spend 25 gold pieces per day during the crafting process, and at the end you'll have at the end of it you will have your item, and the creation cost is, generally speaking, 100 for common items, 500 for uncommon items, and 5,000 for rare items. I don't think you'll really get into that, though.
Okay, so what levels pertain to what rarity?
I believe like 1 through 3 is common.
Really, 1 through 3?
Give me a sec. I gotta jump to the right page here.
To be fair, I could blow my money on 3 rare magic items. Right now.
I mean, so could I.
Those are the crafting costs, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, wasn't that per day?
25 gold pieces per day for until you reach the item's cost, which is going to be 100 or 500 or 5,000, and even higher
Okay.
for if you keep going up.
Wait,
Okay, got it. Cantrips and first level spells are common. Second and
Okay.
third level spells are uncommon.
okay, that sounds a bit more sensible. Okay, uncommon you said was 500?
500. So divided
Plus
by
the cost of the spell normally.
that would be 20 days per spell. Plus any material components that might have to get factored in, yes.
Of course, yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm going to be doing some math here in the background, so feel free to carry on.
All right. So, Lily,
Yes.
The time between the current adventure and the next one is 4 months, and you get to spend the entire 4 months in Vienna or wherever you intend to go. So
Okay.
what do you want to do with your downtime? Also, you're 2,000 gold pieces richer from your state allowance.
Oh boy, don't I feel special. I mean, the answer is learn to fire this fucking gun. Well, learn to become proficient with this gun.
All right. What did I say was the rules for figuring that out?
Double proficiency. He needs to spend twice as much long becoming proficient in it.
Because I don't have a teacher teaching me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it twice as long or twice as much money?
Yes.
It's twice as long, specifically.
I thought it was I thought it was both.
I thought it was only twice as long. Either way.
Either way.
Well, yep. Mark down another 120 days of effort.
Hell yeah. I'm almost there. I'm like halfway there.
You're living on a prayer.
No, I fucking hate Bon Jovi.
That's like one of the few Bon Jovi songs I like, but otherwise same.
Okay, I mean, it's not necessary to get into this.
Almost. I got this. I'm gonna learn gun. I will backstab with gun, so help me.
So, aside from the things that you set out to do, there are also things that happened to you during this particular break. And Grenache is still busy, so Lily,
Oh no.
one day you get a letter.
This is always a bad thing.
Ominous.
Well, no, it's not always a bad thing. Often letters are good, actually.
Well, from the fancy double W's.
Oh god damn it.
You realize right away.
The Wizard Wilmington.
Yep. Cracking the seal, opening it up, you see the letter says, "How are things going for you? Hope the tutors I sent haven't been too easy on you. Can't learn nothing without a few good knocks. By the by, I met an old comrade just the other day. He was an old buddy of mine back when you and I were in the same line of work. And it seems he wants to practice the same profession up in your neck of the woods. Seems he heard the merchants were doing well up that way and would have plenty of job opportunities for him. I leave it to you to deal with him however you see fit, but you should know that he's not very good at following every detail of an agreement, including with those who share his profession. He's gone by a lot of nicknames wherever he goes, but I'm sure you'll know him when you see him. He'll be the only goblin with a hooked scar over his left eye."
No, goblins are pretty prone to scars.
Well, that's why it's specifically where and what kind.
Look, who knew that live fast, die young would be a credo for an entire race? God, I gotta deal with fucking this wizard's problem child.
What do you want to do about it? Also,
I could ask around, but I don't have a name, unfortunately. So
you
I
do
guess
have
I've
a
got.
description.
Yeah, you know what? I'll ask around first before I decide to meet him. Because if he's gonna be trouble, I need to know how much.
And also, there aren't too many goblins up this far north.
It's true.
Well, roll investigation.
Okay, let's do that. See how well I do with my beautiful rolls. There we go. That's a 30.
That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 24 minimum.
Well, you get a few good ideas about who this fellow is. Not only is he already in town, but he's apparently going by Rough Ralph. Like yourself, he is hanging out in the halfling quarter, since everything there is correctly sized.
Exactly. It's the only place where everything fits.
And in fact, thanks to your less than reputable sources, you know that he's been asking around about any big scores coming down the pipe. This fellow doesn't seem to be lacking any ambition.
And the problem here isn't ambition, it sounds like. God. I guess I gotta go meet him, unfortunately, or fortunately, who knows. Look, when the wizard sends me info saying this dude's gonna be a problem, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, tracking him down isn't too difficult, since you frequent the same places. And while Aurelia has been making efforts to grant the halflings a certain amount of recognition in town, the halfling underworld is still going quite strong and steady. So at a seedy yet pint-sized tavern, you sidle into the building. Any sort of disguise you want to put on, or just go on as your own handsome self? Really?
I had myself muted.
Good job.
Look, I'm sure you don't want to hear me make people noises, alright?
I'm sure you're fine.
No, it was... Never mind. Either way, but yeah, no disguise. It's more fun this way. Also because I feel like he'll trust another goblin a bit more. In this place, at least.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. As such, you sidle into the bar. You catch him fairly easily, because there aren't too many other halflings with dark green skin, tremendously ugly mug, big floppy ears, and of course a hooked scar over the left eye.
I will have you know there are a number of ugly halflings. How
Well,
dare you?
He's the only one with all the attributes. I imagine.
All the other stuff, yeah.
So entering the bar, the door clatters behind you. Few people look up, as usual, this one included. Rough Ralph.
God. What a bad name.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's an extremely good name.
And he gives you a long and steady look. More suspicion in it than happiness. A bit of surprise as well, you suppose. But he's not making a move.
Just gonna do the power play. Gonna walk up to him, sit down next to him, and just go, I take it you're Rough Ralph. and try not to laugh.
Make a wisdom save.
This can only go well with wisdom, my most powerful stat. No, no.
Sounds about right.
So, with that in mind, let me just hear your opening statement.
so I take it you're rough, Ralph.
Well, I'll admit that wasn't my best name. Well, that's what they call me up here.
It's pretty weak, honestly.
Yeah, well, look at the other clientele around here. Aren't exactly what I would call heavy hitters.
You're not wrong. I mean, it could be worse. It could be gnomes.
Oh, gods, do gnomes even have an underworld?
I have met deep gnomes, if that's what you're talking about.
Really? What are they like?
Don't ask.
You know, normal gnomes, just imagine even more insufferable.
Sounds about right.
One of them was named Lemon Party. Like, what kind of name is that?
Think it's a reference to something?
I guess it's definitely not normal.
It's worse than Rough Ralph, I'll tell you.
I mean, I guess when you set the bar low enough, anything's impressive.
So, I know why I'm here, but what brings another goblin up to this neck of the woods?
That is an unfortunately long story.
So, nothing currently going on then?
Not at the moment, unfortunately. Just got back from something because, like any proper thief too big in their britches, I have a bad habit of getting caught up in things that go way too far. What I'm saying is, have you ever seen a white dragon eat the face off a giant?
Can't say as I have.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Doesn't sound worth recommending.
Yeah,
So what about the food in this place? Is that worth recommending?
I mean, it could be worse.
Sounds like my standard fare then.
It's better than rations, at least. I can say that much.
So, merchants in town. Heard they've been profiting pretty well lately. The big muckety mucks up on the high tower have been making some deals with Okar. Merchants have been profiting greatly from that little arrangement. Don't suppose you've had a crack at one or two of them before?
Not actually. I haven't really had a good chance.
Well, there was that one time, though.
The one time. Oh, with the clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess I did. It was a bit non-standard, but you know.
Non-standard keeps you on your toes.
Look, I gave a man a severe case of the Emperor's new clothes.
Were they worth anything?
It wasn't quite as much about the money as it was about sending a message.
I see. Was the message worth much?
Not really in coin, but you know. Sometimes you just want to do something for the sake of doing it.
Still, though. You still keep in touch? Got any folks I could use an introduction to?
Nobody from our neck of the woods, unfortunately.
Well, I didn't come up all this way just to meet another goblin.
No, I meant a lot of the people I know now are just really above board.
Really?
You're not going to mention that you know the person who runs the city that you're living in right now.
No, that is a bad idea.
Listen, Lake would be down for some of this shit. Some.
Well, this guy may or may not be reliable, though.
Yeah, that's the issue.
So, what, you going legit these days?
Not by choice, let's say.
Still. I'll bet that's a waste of talent, huh?
I mean, yeah. You know about the job with the scryer, right? Over back in Okar?
The what?
The scrying. The man who does scrying over in Okar.
The scribe baby, if you will.
Yes, the scry baby.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, that's it.
Huh. Well, I think I heard that guy got pretty mad about something. Didn't tell too many people what exactly got stolen, though.
Basically everything.
That's probably why.
Also may have stolen his scrying gear and any that I couldn't, I may have defaced.
Interesting.
You're not going to mention Robert?
I mean, we also did steal, a shield guardian.
Bet you got a pretty penny for that one.
Don't I wish? Fortunately, some idiot got it blown to bits.
Partners. That's why you
100%
never
not
trust
my
them
fault.
until. That's why you never trust them the moment the job ends.
No, this one was trustworthy. It's just
That would make you the fool.
apparently. Why do you think I'm here?
Well, it isn't for the food.
It's God no.
Wait, are you talking about the specific place you are right now or Viana? Because I'll have you know that Viana
Yes!
canonically has amazing food. Fuck you.
We're in a shitty dive bar.
So, how do you even go legit, by the way? I mean, what kind of skills do you need to pick up to do that? Not that I'm interested, it's just, I've always wondered. I always hear people saying, it's about time I quit this job and do something else with my life. But, well, next day they're right back at it. They don't have any skills to use anywhere else.
Yeah, that's the fun part, is you never really quit. It's just a lot of big talk, unfortunately. In my case, it's more like I'm being dragged along by forces outside of my power, but
Sounds rough.
God, ain't it? Still doesn't stop me from, getting a few jobs every now and then.
Sounds a little fun.
Granted, at this point, it's more for fun than anything.
Is that so? So, you're not short on cash? I noticed you got some nice items on you there.
Yeah, I definitely got lucky here and there. But also, it's just, how should I put it? You ever feel like you're born for something?
Can't say I've ever been born for anything.
I mean, bad name seems to be it.
Well, it ain't the name my parents gave me, but then they didn't give me shit else.
Hmm. Look, all I'm saying is that stealing is in my blood, and I'll be damned if I can ever get rid of it.
Well, I guess if that's your approach. So, where you been living these days? I've been trying to find a good place to rest my head.
Depends upon where I'm at, but here I've been mostly actually staying around here in the halfling corridor just because everything's the right size.
Don't I know it? But no, I was being a little more specific, like any sort of hotel or rented apartments, that sort of thing.
I prefer an apartment personally, but I'll be damned if I keep much there.
Ah. So you're saying you keep most of your stuff on your person?
Not particularly.
Well, I'm looking at you right now. You got some of that fancy stuff you're wearing.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. But also, if you start shit, that's a good way to get your ass beat.
Ah. All right, then. Well, if you hear anything on the wind, be sure and let me know. I bet we'll be seeing each other I bet we'll be seeing each other around the halfling quarter more than just this once.
Okay, well, I'll keep an ear to the ground in the meantime and keep you apprised of anything.
Appreciate it. And with one slam, he finishes off his drink, climbs down off the stool, and heads out to the bar.
I hate him.
I was going to say roll insight, but I think you figured out that he was scoping you out.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm going to stay on the boat for the next few days.
Boat's on another continent right now.
Shit. Wait, what?
There's a teleportation circle on it. You can go to the boat whenever you want.
Well, assuming you can be escorted there by a spellcaster of sufficient caliber. But right now, you're not in contact with either Lorm or Harvey.
Guess it's back to Hokar for me.
Well, either way, you probably have a few bolt holes just in town you can rely on.
True. Look, all I'm saying is it'd be a great time to just stay over at Marla's now.
Who?
My friend what disappeared.
Oh.
Yeah, Wilmington has been keeping the place up while she's been gone.
Just up and fucked off. It was very rude.
Yo, Puggy. No.
All right, and in response to Grenash's comment, I would actually argue that being proficient in religion would be sufficient for casting cleric spells.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that's gonna be house rule for this case.
Yeah, I mean the rules in Xanathars in general are optional. So
Okay. In that case, then I will resume doing the math as by that book. Then.
all right. So, Lake,
Mm-hmm.
your trip back to the capital city of Okar. You are searching for your kin.
Yes.
So I would like you to roll investigate now.
Investigation. I'm pretty good at that, actually.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
As it turns out, it's actually not that hard to find them. Because at least a few of them have been very public about what they've been up to. In particular, you discover that Podaros and two of your other family members, Aunt Astra and Uncle Stolas, have set up a way station in what used to be an abandoned building. One that, as you recall, you actually showed Podaros once upon a
Oh
time.
yeah, where the kids were sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Now the building still looks like it's about to collapse, but it's received a fresh coat of paint. Repairs have been made to the doors and windows, and the interior looks nothing like how you remember it from last time.
Huh. Look at
And
that.
yeah, as you enter the building and take a look around, you see a few of the city's homeless, just sort of sitting in corners, talking with each other. Some of them have bowls full of food, and they're sopping up the soup with big loaves of bread. And as you look around for a while, you eventually see Aunt Astra, who, even if you hadn't spent much time with her, would be easily recognizable because, unlike yourself, she walks around without a
Without a hood on.
cloak or a hood on. And so there's a faint but discernible glow behind her head that never seems to go away.
All right. Yeah. Actually, since it's pretty obvious that that they're just walking around here without any real attempts to hide who they are, I'm just gonna pull my hood down so that way people can recognize me as well. At least family members. I'm not sure if any of the homeless people here would ever recognize me, but I mean, family should at least know I'm here.
Well, the conversation dies down for a moment as you drop your hood, and all the people around you quietly stare.
Oh, hi.
And at that point, Astra spots you from the next room over
Yeah.
and runs in shouting, "Lake!" and grabbing you in
Hey.
a great big hug.
Hey, and Astro. Okay, yes, hi. I give her a hug back.
There you are. How long has it been?
It's been like what? Like in character, I remember it. Out of character, it's been like a year, right?
Yeah, at least a year.
Yeah, about a year. Sorry I didn't drop in earlier. I've been doing important stuff. Also, I say learning Sylvan in Sylvan.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. The way you inspired your father, it's trickled down to all the rest of us. Now, at the moment, our family is actually just about scattered to the winds. Everybody's found a calling in just about every direction of this empire.
Good.
Aside from myself, my husband, and your father, three of us have decided to make the capital the place that we want to get better.
I mean, that makes sense. If the capital gets better, it'll just trickle down to the rest of the empire.
You'd like to think that, but
I mean, it's good that we're concentrating on other parts of the empire as well, but like
Yes.
if the capital is an example, then it makes things easier.
yes, but it is also worth remembering that the regional governors have quite a lot of power themselves, not to mention the landed nobility. So, quite complicated, but we're doing what we can. Podaris, your father, he's he's made a point of trying to help from the bottom up, starting with the people who need help the most. Now, oh, well, for this next part, we probably shouldn't have an audience. Come here, come here.
All right, I follow her.
All right, you walk through a couple of rooms, including one with a great big pot of soup and a few piles of bread loaves next to it. Some of the other homeless and downtrodden folk are quietly filing through and getting what they want. And you head up some stairs that are still quite wavy and rickety, and up into a smaller room, which is fairly modestly furnished, and but does seem to be set out for one person. Presumably, other rooms along the hallway are for the other two.
I mean, it's a long way from when I requested the smallest room, and it was bigger than Aurelia's entire house. So, you know.
So she points you to the seat. She takes a seat on the bed.
Yeah, I sit down.
Then she says, "So, my husband, Stolas,
Hmm?
he's been going around and, well, he's been finding evidence that points to corruption and wrongdoing among the upper classes here in town. Now, he does not necessarily allow the laws to stop him, which is why I didn't want anyone else hearing
Oh
about
my
that."
god, is he Batman?
I'd say more Moon Knight.
I don't know what that is. I assume it's a ripoff of Batman.
Not really. A little bit different. It's still a superhero, but yes. I mean, honestly, that sounds kind of badass.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never seen him as happy as he is right now.
that's interesting. But yeah, like, the thing is, we need to find, on top of finding that evidence, we need to, like, find a judge that these guys don't have in their pockets to work with us, because, like, it doesn't matter how much evidence we gather of their corruption if we don't get someone on our side to, like, help punish them, nothing's gonna change.
She nods and smiles as you say this. "You sound just like your father. That's what he's been up to."
Oh, good!
And yeah, he's been handling the courts, the public appearance of our little band. He, well, maybe he never told you this, but he got a very thorough education in the laws of the country.
Never did bring that up, no.
Well, he's been putting it to good use. And every once in a while, if we encounter a roadblock we just can't seem to get around, Bodaris will head back into Aurelius' quarter and nail the evidence of wrongdoing onto a church's door.
Interesting.
Nice, nice. So yeah, so we've got the ground roots stuff going on. We've got the corruption angle going on. We've got people who we've got people on our side who are willing to help expose that stuff.
And then there's also what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's what I said. The ground root stuff.
Well, it's we don't get the money to keep this place up out of thin air, you know.
I put my hand. I smile and I put my hands in my head and my face and I go, "Aunt Estra, what are you doing?"
Well, it's just what Stolas is doing. He doesn't always just pick up evidence of corruption, and well, to an extent, it's also what Benares is doing. Sometimes exposing corruption comes with rewards. Just donations from those who are glad that their rivals have been brought down. Rewards from the state once in a while. And
It's really cool how you invented the Angel Mafia.
It really is.
And the money that we end up with, we put into this place. We put into the community around us.
I put both of my hands in my. I put my face in both of my hands because even if Lake doesn't know the technical term for it, I love the fact that we're using charity as money laundering.
Well, it's not really money laundering because
I guess it is all
they're
legal
really-
money.
well, some of it
Sounds more like
but-
extortion and a protection racket.
Well, mostly the thing is that accounting really isn't complicated enough to be laundered.
Okay. All right, but no, I go, "Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay. This is wow. Now we just need to find a way to aside from to redistribute that wealth a bit more evenly cuz this is great and all, but the people need their own money. I don't know, it's nice that it's nice that we're looking out for them, but I think people tend to feel better about themselves if they look after themselves, and I'm sure they appreciate the help, but we need to find some way to help them help themselves.
Wow, I didn't realize Lake was a Republican. Okay.
No,
Can't stand Angel Cop.
Well, it is a bit difficult with the way most guilds are fairly closed off.
then I
The only real way to get a highly paid, skilled job is to be born into it.
then we change the laws and make it so that way you're not born into it. You can just get trained at it at any time.
Well, the other problem is that there's really not that many other jobs to go around. Aside from the occasional city like this, most jobs are out in the fields.
I don't know enough about out of character. I don't know much about economics to solve that little problem.
Not some economicist.
No, what do I look like? Someone who creates jobs? I play role-playing games for fun.
Just read the Economicon.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Touche.
if you could just jumpstart the Industrial Revolution, I'm sure they'd all be fine.
So wait, so we need to. That is a good idea. I just don't know if Lake is smart enough to think about the Industrial fucking Revolution.
See, that's
I
my
don't
favorite
think
part
that's a
of this
good idea
idea.
because I don't think that's something you're actually capable of.
No.
I love that this ideal you're going for is based on the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, also, please look up how the Industrial Revolution went for
I know.
workers.
I know, but I'm trying to
You're just,
invent
skipping the step in between, and
I'm
I don't know how.
I'm trying to invent socialism, not fucking whatever the fuck
Well,
that
it-
was.
Well, the problem is that the Industrial Revolution is a step towards socialism.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to do it in order, otherwise you get Russia.
Yeah.
Ooh, hot takes.
Please
Burn
don't
on
let the
Russia?
Yankees hear this.
Vladimir Putin, if you're listening, please don't kill me.
I was not ready for that.
Just there go all the tanky listeners. Fuck.
There's listeners
So-
to this?
We need to. So we need to find
Right.
a way to create more jobs.
Create jorbs.
What if you were to become a job creator?
Let me just multi-class into I don't fucking know expert. That's still a NPC class, right? No, it's not.
What if you ate the jobs up and then regurgitated them for the working class?
What do you think he is, Kirby?
So,
No, the problem is Kirby. No, the problem is Kirby takes the jobs for itself. It's like people who are proud of working 3 jobs. Kirby works like fucking millions.
I mean, he just steals them and puts the ones he steals them from in a black hole, so...
yeah.
Well, like, main problem is getting politics, getting the people with political influence to help the needy.
Damn, I feel like this is getting too real.
As much as we're giving whatever we can, but they're the ones with everything that can be given. And that's why we're working like this.
Yeah.
Removing those who don't deserve power, giving what they have to those who could use it, and working within the system so that, well, hopefully it can protect those who need it.
Fucking angel cop.
Angel
Put an action in
mobster.
disposition of
You're
power.
welcome.
We'll see what happens then.
Yeah, like this is the start of something really good. I'm just No, I'm saying this in character. To her. Like this is the start of something really good. I don't know how to progress it to the next way that I want to. Like we need a system where like everyone is more or less equal, because I know like it won't be 100% across the board. Like I understand that demi-humanity as a whole does not operate like that, but mostly equal is going to be my goal here. I just don't know how to go towards getting that.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
If it takes our lives and the lives of our children, and hopefully generations from now, they'll be happy when they see what we began.
I'd prefer it not to take that long. I'd like to have this thing rolling a bit so that way less people who are alive now will suffer, but yes, essentially.
Yeah, we can just wrap this up in an afternoon. I'm sure.
Yeah, we could just like
Call it a day.
we can invent socialism and then enact it in an afternoon. Sure, why not?
Let's talk it over dinner, you know.
Yeah. I'm sure the people in charge will love the idea of just giving away their money.
And power.
Yes. What's that? Oh, I'm under arrest? Oh, you're chopping off my head? Oh, dear.
All right. Well, you perhaps brainstorm some more ideas with Aunt Astra for a while,
Mm-hmm.
Can only go well.
but after that initial meeting, do you stick around, do anything to help, or do you head back?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna stick around Okar for basically until, like, we get the call to action from this point on. I'm spending the next, like, 2.5, 3 months, however long I wasn't spending with the dryad here.
All right.
Like, I haven't seen my family in a year, so I'm gonna spend some time with them.
Goodbye, Dryad wife. Hello, angel family.
She's not even my dryad girlfriend yet.
What do you mean yet?
Listen, Lake may have a type.
Hey, baby, you put down root here.
Yeah, he wants to fuck his mother
They,
tree.
God.
no.
Lake likes his wood.
Hate you all.
It's a Oedipus complex.
Just take her on a date in the park. It'll be fine.
She is the park. That's the problem.
Well, then she'll know all the best places.
She will.
Look, it'll just get really awkward if you ever try to progress beyond that, though.
I'm sorry. I'm self-pollinating.
Just try to avoid the bushes. You don't know what might be behind them.
Gonna have to give you a lesson on the stamens and the pistils. This is the
So-
worst.
Because you stick around, you do eventually meet Podaros and Stolas,
Mm-hmm.
who drop in and out. They're quite busy outside of the outside of their home, so quite often they're just only there to spend the night. Although they do take some time off in order to talk with you,
Yep, catch up.
catch up. And which of their jobs do you ask to assist with?
I kind of want to do a little bit of each, but I am super excited about what Uncle Stolas is doing.
All right,
Is
then.
it having a good time? Having a ball?
Yes.
In that case, let's see. Roll history, stealth, and I guess persuasion.
All right. So, do I get my advantage on stealth because of all my magical item shit?
And if you brought them with you, I don't see why not.
All right, then I will do that. I'm gonna lucky that history just to be on the safe side. Okay, I'll take the 13. Sure. I'm not using it for anything else, so stealth. Fantastic.
And then surprise combat happens.
What the fuck? Lucky again.
God, why do you suck so
There we
much?
go. That's a better stealth roll. And
Don't
then
you wish you had stealth like me.
I kind of do. And you said persuasion?
Yes.
I'm actually fairly good at persuasion.
Now the real question is, do you have enough lucky?
Lucky. I'll take the 13. Thank
I'm
you.
starting to think maybe you're not lucky.
Hey,
Why-
the
why do you
stealth
think he has that?
the stealth came in handy.
It's called hedging your bets. It's just Kalon sucks at it.
I'm very curious about if I had another lucky with it. Hold on a second. Oh god fucking damn it. Not that it would have been much better, but still, god fucking damn it.
All right. Well, you you're able to contribute a bit when you head off to the courts with Podaris. Although for the most part, it's just a matter of handling paperwork and filling out forms.
Alright.
When you're with Astra, you do a little cooking and hand out some money. It doesn't really go particularly well or terribly. It just sort of,
It just happens.
yeah. Honestly, it probably brings up a few too many bad memories of your youth for you to really invest yourself too much in wanting to stick around.
Right.
And your mission with Stolas goes pretty well, though. Yeah, you didn't really take you for the stealthy type, but it turns out you've gotten pretty good at it. And so you're able to be quite the contributor when it comes to sneaking past guards, breaking in through windows, and finding the right documents and pawnable items.
No. That one might be bigger, but this one's worth more because it has like ivory in it.
You just learned a thing or two from Lily at this point.
Oh please, I learned some things before Lily.
But Lily's
You just
better
learned to
at
be
it.
better.
Lily's been a good influence. Good in giant fire quotes there. It's good as in giant fire quotes.
Stretching the meaning of good here.
But that's how Lake spends the break. So, Grenache,
Yes.
now that you're not busy anymore,
Oh no. I don't hear the good fan.
Neither do I. God damn it, why'd that have to happen when it was my turn?
Can't believe Bobbin is fucking dead.
I can't believe Bobbin didn't want to do Grenache's thing so much that he just left his own game.
I mean, it's Grenache. Can you blame him?
I hear the...
There
Yep, there we
you
go. I hear the good fan again.
all right. Grenache,
Yes.
you are walking through Vienna when you recognize a certain gnoll walking through a public square. The gnoll you recognize.
Oh, hey!
The reason you recognize this gnoll is because you haven't met too many others who go around in monk robes with quite the serious expression on their faces.
I walk over and go,
Also, it's kind of hard to miss him because he's also good head and shoulders above everyone else in the square.
Those are
I walk
tall.
over- yeah. I do walk over and go, go walk. It's been a while.
Grenache,
I give a respectful bow.
he returns it. You seem different.
Indeed, I have been through many trials and thankfully have come out all the better for it. How have you fared?
My journey continues. I have yet to find quite as much. I have yet to find quite what I am looking for in order to develop my current style. What of yours? I do not see the gourd on your hip.
Indeed, things have changed since the first time we met. I have sought out a new path,
Oh,
one I am still filling out at this time. I am starting to get an understanding of which direction I wish to go.
interesting. What does this new path offer?
Well, it is one that balances ourselves with that of the light of this world.
Can you provide a demonstration?
I give a nod and I look around for something some open air that I can target, or if there's anything interesting that I can just sort of ping at.
Well, at the moment you're standing in a fairly crowded square, market square. Quite a lot of people and things in all directions, but you know of a couple quiet alleyways where you could
Okay.
safely demonstrate your skills.
Yeah.
Wiki base.
Yeah, understanding that probably not a good thing to work in a crowd. I usher him over to a quiet spot. And then, while I'm there then, making sure that there's nobody around who I can harm or anything then. As a few test fires, I shoot off a few radiant sunbolts to begin with.
All right. Well, Gamork's eyebrows pop up at that, although he gives no other sign of surprise. But he also does lean forward a bit, ready for your next demonstration.
And then, as I give a bit more focus then, I look around, make sure there's nothing flammable nearby. And then, as I focus my hands forward then, I usher out a blazing fire as I use burning hands with my searing arc strike.
Oh no, Bobbin's actually.
All right. He pays careful attention to your hands and to the motions that you go through before firing out the fire.
Mm-hmm.
That is a pure key, isn't it?
Indeed.
To project it straight away from your body. It is interesting that you have not shaped it. That is the skill of the 5 elements, which I left behind when I started my iron body style.
5 elements.
Yes. They shape their key into the powers of the elements. They can use it to fly, to throw cold, and as well as fire. But it does not seem to be the same sort of fire as yours. Yours is quite simply the essence of life within you expressed outwards in a harmful way.
Well, it is not meant to make allies. It is meant to purge the evil of this world.
Yes. Have you any disciples?
Not as of yet. It is, as I say, still one that I am developing at this time. But perhaps one day. Perhaps one day.
Well, if you are confident that you understand the basics of your own body at this point, you may wish to take on 1 or 2 wandering disciples. I have done so as well, and the act of teaching can also teach you.
Deep,
This
real deep.
is something that I shall consider going forward.
Trying to explain what you can do helps you understand it better.
I will take that in mind.
Alas, I am still perfecting my own style, and so I must concentrate on it. Otherwise, I would be fascinated to hear of what you have come to understand of projecting ki.
Of course, I would not encourage you to take any other path than your own.
All right. He will nod and, without many remaining pleasantries, take his leave.
Grenache is rather happy to have ran into him. It was a bit of nostalgia, I suppose.
All right. Is there anything you wanted to do regarding the advice he gives you right away, or Is that something
no,
to tuck away for the future?
it's something I'll keep in mind for the future. It's not something I'll go out and explicitly search for. If there is still a bit of a threat looming, but it is something he will keep in mind if anyone does happen to take interest.
All right. Well, Visc was going next, so I guess we're going to have to wait for a bit.
Oh no.
Right.
So I'm looking at the official gods list at the back of the player's handbook, and there's only like one lawful good deity in the entirety of the Greek pantheon, and that is Athena. Which, yes, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's only like
That
two
tracks.
lawful. Like, there's only like two lawful gods at all, and the other one is Hades. Which, yes, again, that tracks.
Okay. Is this back? Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. Well, I was saving the biggest thing for last.
Oh, okay.
Fucked up.
What's the biggest thing? Okay.
Well, Aurelius Seneschal has been busy while you were gone. And so fairly soon into the 4 months, he reports to you that he has finally managed to get representatives from all the Viennese League to show up in town at once. The Viennese League being the group of allied city-states and minor nations that have basically created a defensive pact together.
Cool. I definitely knew that was a thing.
Yes, it's no particular obligation with each other, but if one is attacked, then all are attacked.
That does sound like an obligation, but okay.
Outside of the one.
Oh, I see. So it's just a defensive pact. I see.
Yeah, although relations tend to be better with them, and
I mean, that makes
as
sense.
such, trades and generally speaking, this is where husbands and or wives come from.
Fair enough.
And in particular, the Seneschal mentions that the way that he managed to get everyone to show up at once is by promising them a grand gala party with something special to entertain everyone. As he explains, the reputation that you have of being a great adventurer who has explored the far corners of the world has gotten around.
Nice,
And
nice.
as such, they expect you to have something foreign and amazing that you'd be able to show off. And for that matter, getting as much stuff to show off as possible would be preferable.
Fair. Okay. Well, let's see. What do I already have to show off?
And also bear in mind that while Lake has taken an extended leave, the other two are still kicking around town.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know how fancy it is to just show off a goblin. I mean, those are a dime a dozen.
Also, Lily would literally never go along with that.
Well, you don't actually have to attend the party. You just need to show off for a crowd.
Once again,
I give you free money, room and board, all of this stuff, and how do you repay me? By being a jerk. Okay. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, so I don't remember what kind of stuff Aurelia really had. I mean, she has a gun. That'd probably
check your shit out.
I mean,
Well-
God, I guess she wasn't really bringing back a lot of souvenirs.
We were too busy saving the damn world to think about Chinxie's shit. Except for Lily, who's
Speak
always...
for yourself. Yeah.
I mean, see, realistically, I do feel like. Actually, didn't I say at one point? I know when we were in that techno place, the Aurelia was interested in their art, and I feel like she bought some, or I implied she was going to buy some.
Didn't we also lift some art from the vampire? I know you got at least one portrait from it.
Oh yeah, we stole Naked
that's
Hippo Lady.
true. Yes, okay, I will definitely display those.
Oh, I think you only got one. Maybe two.
Well, I feel like some of them didn't. Yeah, Grenache didn't want his or something. I think.
Yeah. So you got like two of them then.
And
Yeah.
also
Didn't-
Harvey.
Oh.
Harvey refused to take one because
Weren't you just gonna sell yours, Lily?
No, Lily's
Oh.
keeping hers,
Okay.
claiming it's tasteful.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's unfair, but I would kind of like to say that Aurelia probably would have, if there was anything in any interesting art and stuff, that she probably would have picked something up
No, that wouldn't be out of character. That makes
in
sense.
Yeah.
Fantasy South America. I mean, it is a thing that she likes.
you would also be able to display the foreign currencies you've collected.
That is true. I did forget to exchange those back.
And the firearm is also a fairly good idea.
A firearm, yeah.
The people around here understand cannons, but a handheld rifle or just a musket would be a lot more than what they'd expect.
I also feel like in the down times, like the short down times that we had, Aurelia might have also like been interested in the fancier clothing of the places that we've been to.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean,
There's also the fact that you are at this point one of the most powerful spellcasters in the continent.
that's true. That's true. I mean, and I've also got magic items I can show off. Although those aren't all necessarily super impressive, but
Also, if Lorm's available, can you just teleport back to anywhere he's been?
Oh my fucking god! This is like the third time week that my fire alarm has gone off.
It's fine. It's fine.
As long as nothing is actively on fire.
That shouldn't be.
Well, right. Except I don't live in a house, right? I can't check. So like, fuck.
Do you need to step out or?
Yeah, I mean, I probably really want to because I'm 99.9% keeps happening, as I said.
Well, I wouldn't want you to risk your safety just for D&D, even if
No.
it is
Oh.
just a rare chance.
Okay, wait. I think it stopped. Okay, it's fine. Let's keep going.
All right.
Yeah, what, let's see. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought now. I don't. Oh yeah, we've also got some magic items. Might be something.
Yeah.
Too bad our new former Rakshasa friend didn't want to come back and hang out. Could have introduced her to everyone. Okay, I don't know. I'm kind of out of ideas. I mean, unless we want to go back and get more stuff, but that feels kind of probably not worth it. I mean, Aurelia loves a good party, but there are limits. Oh, actually, one other thing. Would it be weird for Aurelia to perform, given that she is but I mean, she is a ruler. That might be kind of.
No. I mean, number one, the gnomes are right there across the border. And number two, it would be well known that you've also been classically trained. in the bardic talents.
Fair.
So a demonstration thereof would not be.
Okay. I think Aurelia is going to write a new song about her adventures. Maybe that's a little bit, vain, but also, have you met Aurelia?
Also, it's really the point of bringing a bard along anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she's going to work on that as well. I don't know if you want me to roll for that, but or just roll when she performs it, perhaps. Up to you.
To write the song, I will say, roll intelligence perform.
Intelligence perform. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just roll regular perform, and you can subtract 1. So.
Subtract 1. Got it.
Fuck! No! Lake, lend me your lucky.
Nope, that's not how it works.
Well, it's serviceable, at least. Didn't feel too terribly inspired this time around. You kind of had this time limit that just sort of jumped out at you. Seneschal hadn't really talked about the preparations until it was about a week away.
All right, she'll have to make up for her mediocre songwriting with just extra pageantry, you know. Nobody really listens to the lyrics anyway. As long as you present them with a feast for the eyes. So, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything else. Oh, I mean, she could show off her animal friends. Her Fey Griffin. There's probably not a lot of people who have the find greater steed spell around, so that's probably
or
pretty
griffins.
rare sight.
Can't you show off your boat?
Or griffin. Are there?
No, the boat is gone. The boat.
Yeah, the boat.
Harvey
the boat
is
is
using the boat
present.
right now.
Well, he's not using it, but he is keeping an eye on it because it's on another continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to come back for the party. That would be excessive. Yeah, so she'll show off that. Maybe she can teach Errol some tricks if he's down for that. I'll see. Can she check with Errol and see if he would be down for that?
Based on the images and emotions you get off of him, he asks you, "Is there food?"
Yes, absolutely.
Good. And then he goes back to his nap.
Okay. Well, not sure what to make of that. Maybe no tricks. Maybe I'll just show him off in general.
Listen, have you ever tried to show off a cat? It's gonna be like that. Only this time the cat can fly.
I mean, Errol is how smart is he? He's like as smart as a. Wait.
He's as smart as a person.
Is he as smart as a person?
Yes.
I think he's as smart as a person. Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's not fair to make him do tricks. Then again, people do tricks all the time.
So you say that, but you wanted Lily to do that.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. In this case, the pseudo dragon makes it obvious that if people do tricks, then the Errol is not one of those people.
That's fair. But he'll still show up to the party and just hang out and look cool.
Yes.
Okay.
He will show up
food.
and eagerly eat any bird carcasses that happen to be part of the feast.
Oh, so owes you for getting him laid.
Well, that's why he's hanging out at all.
Yeah, that's why he's my community.
He did it for the nookie.
All right. So that's good. Anything else I should think of, or do you guys have any ideas?
Has Grenache shot you down yet?
Oh yeah. Do you want to perform Grenache? You can do fancy anime shit. Maybe get some
live out your weeb dreams.
Is Timos there?
I mean, do you want Grenache to stare at you motherfuckerly? Or
What?
what?
I think just like a martial arts demonstration, like the sort of Chinese kung fu competition stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he was okay with showing it to the null, but showing it off in public is another ball game, really.
All right. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to. Just would maybe.
I mean, I could give it a try if you want me to, but
Well, this is a whole gala about our adventures. None of my friends. See, I even called you friends. None of my friends. who
Emotional
work for
blackmail
me
doesn't work.
Even showed up.
I'm literally not even in the same country.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that far.
Well over 1,000 miles away.
Teleportation exists.
okay. Well, I'm in the middle of doing some scrolls, but if you really need me that badly, I can.
I mean, it's for
do
a
something.
single evening. I think the scrolls can wait.
Fair
The
enough,
scrolls will
but
understand.
I make the promises on the results of that.
Meanwhile, you come home and the
Okay,
scrolls
well,
are just standing there
Can
cross-armed.
you
You're like,
promise
oh, where
not
were
to
you?
kill anyone?
I'm pretty sure Temper would exile me from everything if I.
Okay, cool. So we're good. Awesome. Thank you, Grenache. You're a true friend.
All right.
Just shaking his head.
Ooh, okay. One more thing that would be good. Maybe some kind of demonstration of the the racial harmony in Vienna. Like, and
Oh no!
get some, I don't know, traditional halfling type performances. If there's anyone, I don't know what they do. What do halflings do?
What do halflings do?
Are there any
Really
traditional
selling
halfling
this.
arts?
I don't know.
Besides-
Sounds in character.
Jeez, what is it that the halflings do again?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could just invite some prominent halflings. Maybe they'd be invited anyway because
Well, this would be a noble affair, so ordinarily not. Even if they have power in the merchant senate, they
Yeah, weird
Wouldn't-
that.
wouldn't necessarily come to a noble event.
I see. Oh, right. This is just nobles. This isn't even the merchants.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
You got to deal with the creme de la creme.
yeah. Well, the good. Hmm.
And after some quick asking around, you do hear that the halflings are known for performing certain dances, and they certainly got their own kind of music, but
Ah, yes, they're
The
well
ones
versed
who-
in the mamushka.
the ones who show, or the ones who perform for others are generally the wandering halflings, as opposed to the settled halflings you've got in your city.
Right. Okay. So there's no like local dance troops.
No, not that you could get for this sort of event. No,
Right. Okay. Fair enough then.
maybe a
I'll scrap
halfling
that
wedding.
idea. I'll scrap that idea then. All right. Well, I'm pretty much out of ideas, I think.
Well, you've come up with quite a few, so that's fine. Like any particular magic items that you intend to show off with a public demonstration?
I mean, maybe the sword, because that's that's a traditional one in her family and everything. And of course, the harp will be shown off as part of her performance. She might weave some spell casting into her own performance. That'd be kind of cool. Probably pass on the brazier of commanding fire elemental.
Probably a good
Maybe
idea.
not.
I don't know. I don't see the problem.
I don't know how that'll backfire at all.
Yeah, and could potentially just display some of the the items that are currently sitting in the magic item pool.
Just display some of the remains of the fucking shield guardian.
You could always demonstrate the wand of wonder.
What does that do?
Look,
A
just
lot
buy
of stuff.
just buy a cloak of billowing and just wear that.
Sure. Anyway, yeah, no, I think that's that about sums it up. So, when's this party?
All right. The party takes place on an evening that just after sunset is when the festivities officially begin, but guests have been arriving and drinking and eating hors d'oeuvres for several hours before then. All part of the tradition, of course.
Right, right.
And you notice fairly quickly that all of the representatives from the rest of the league either are or are accompanied by young, fairly attractive, and entirely available men.
I see what they're trying to do here.
And based on the way the seneschal quickly averts his eyes when you realize this and look over at him, you get the feeling that he was in on this.
I mean, I kind of saw this coming. The bit about usually they marry within.
Look,
This-
little does he know, there's only one person Aurelia loves, and that is Aurelia.
That is true.
Nobody will be able to stack up.
It's her blessing and her curse. All right. I think Aurelia's gonna take this in stride. She's not dumb. She knew this was coming. To some extent. Maybe she didn't realize exactly how it would happen. But you know, she can handle this.
All right. Well, you being the host and you being the person showing off your possessions, you are quite at the center of the attention throughout most of the party. And just from Grunash, I would like a roll made with dexterity and your proficiency bonus.
Dexterity and proficiency bonus. So acrobatics?
Yeah, it's not acrobatics, but you can use that to roll.
Okay.
All right. Well, you have long practiced these extended combat forms. It's a routine part of monk training. And so once you're able to just shut out the fact that a bunch of people are watching, you get through them with a little bit of extra flair. As you perform them, you think to yourself, oh, I'm actually feeling quite limber today. And when you end by just doing a leaping kick and then pound 2 key blasts into the sky, you get a hearty round of applause from the people watching.
I will finish with a respectful bow to them.
They're not worth your respect.
So,
I mean, they could have thrown tomatoes at me.
do you stick around for any food, or do you just get the hell out of there?
The food's real good. Come on.
Aurelia, desperate to have someone she actually gives a shit about.
That's not fair. She doesn't give a shit about Grenade.
I mean, I mean, I'll read the room, see if I'm welcomed among them. If not, then I'll make my quick exit. But if they seem to accept me, then I'll stick around for a bit.
Well, you definitely feel out of place, but not necessarily unwelcome. Like you're given the same degree of respect as the chamber orchestra, essentially, that Aurelia hired to fill the air before her performance.
Okay, well, if they're not going to reject me outright, then I suppose I'll stick around for a bit.
Nice. Thank you, Grenache.
Just don't make it weird, and they won't make it weird.
When do I ever make anything weird? That's your job.
That is a bad question you are asking.
But it's also a good question because what evidence do you have that I make it bad?
I said weird. I didn't say bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Weird was said.
Eventually, the time of the night comes for Aurelia to make her big performance.
Nice. Hopefully I don't roll another 2 or a 1. If I roll a 1, I'll be very sad. Okay. So just what's
Yep, nothing special about this one. Just
okay. I can't seem to actually open my character sheet.
Weird.
It's like
If it's a performance check, can I give an
Hold on.
assist?
I'm gonna reload the page.
not in this case. You don't so much. Do you even know an instrument?
I mean, I still got my voice. Do
Okay,
I actually have
it's working
now.
I just can't hear Bobbin if Bobbin is talking because it's reloading.
I actually don't have an instrument.
Bob was just asking if Grenache plays an instrument.
You know what? It's okay, Grenache. I've probably got this. Hopefully, please don't roll a 1.
Okay.
Okay, well, not the best roll, but that should be more than good enough.
I am not seeing it pop up yet.
It's 21.
Yes.
It's 21.
Well, you don't bring anyone to tears, but you definitely captivate the audience.
I don't hear Bobbin.
Maybe you should unmute him on. I
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
think Bobbin's also resetting because I
Okay.
just lost the fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can hear him on Discord at least.
Testing.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you on both now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear him at all now.
that was a normal audio death. I didn't reset until you said something.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Well, that's a
But yeah,
21.
so-
so
With a 21, you don't bring anyone to tears exactly, but you do captivate the audience, take them along on that journey you've been through. Is there any specific adventure you wrote about?
That is a good question. That is a good question. I feel like maybe one of the recent ones would be decent because those are the ones about the far-flung lands and everything.
Yeah.
So either the most recent one or the one before that.
So the one with the vampire or the one with the Rakshasa?
Yeah. What do you guys think is a better story?
The vampire
Vampire.
is more-
Vampire. Yes.
The vampire. Yeah, it is kind of
Yeah.
nice and climactic the way that we. Yeah. So
Also, it's more believable than saying you met a fucking god.
Yeah. We met the will of the planet. Also, she took care
She
of
got
everything
that big
for
milf
us.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah. And just
Uh,
incidentally, just a little bit of detail that I thought up later that I had wanted to include from that moment is that when Gia entered the Iron Cube,
Mhm.
the wind stopped for the length of time that she was in there.
Okay then.
Cool. Yeah. So no, I think she'll maybe just this is maybe her mediocre role on the writing thing meant she decided to just scope things down a little bit, just tell the story of the weird island where magic doesn't work right and a vampire was creating werewolves Now I don't know if she would include the part about how the vampire was originally from here, but
Well, that would actually be quite interesting, seeing as
Yeah, it
everybody
would.
is from Relgoth.
yes, that's true. It would. You're right. I don't know why I was thinking it wouldn't be, but yeah, I was just worried some of them might like remember this guy fondly from history or something. I don't really remember his deal exactly.
Well, creating pyramids of human heads does not generally make history look fondly upon you.
Well, you say that, Bobbin. You say that.
It depends upon what side of it you are on, actually.
And
Yeah.
also the size of the pyramid.
And in any case, this was hundreds of years ago, and not
That's
Relgoth
true.
himself.
That's true. Okay. Well, sure. It was like one of his lieutenants or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll include all that and spice things up. Add some dramatic final words. I don't remember if this guy had any dramatic final words, but he probably didn't.
He didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I was there for it, but I imagine the dramatic final words were, "Ah!"
Yeah. It's probably something about, how truly Aurelia is the only true heir to Relgoth or something like that,
No, see,
They might-
that he forgot his sunscreen is
They
a.
might take exception to that, though.
Yeah, no. I'm kidding.
Especially because it's not because you'd be relatively presumptuous. It's mostly that the people who make that claim then immediately declare war on all their neighbors.
Right. Yeah, Aurelia's not gonna do that. Probably. Yeah, anyway, she'll tell that whole story. Just tell it good. I don't know.
Maybe cut out the part where it took us forever to think of the idea of maybe throw some makeup on the invisible vampire.
Oh, that whole fight went very differently.
Thank you for
Thank you.
emphasizing
Thank
that.
you, yes.
Yeah, no, it was
We purged his
yeah,
invisibility
Aurelia
immediately.
didn't get like half eaten as a bat or whatever the fuck.
Look, at least just mention that time I got pulled out a door screaming erectile dysfunction.
And at least I hopefully mourned the loss of my nunchucks.
Rest in peace, nunchucks. You will be missed.
To be fair, those
Yeah,
nunchucks
so-
weren't being used, and it was an awesome way to give them a proper send-off.
She basically tells the movie version of
Good. No,
that
this is
fight
good.
Yes.
and everything else that happened there.
Well, naturally. Telling it
so-
all in total takes about an hour,
Mhm.
which is about how much you scheduled. Afterwards, your voice is a bit hoarse. Even for a trained bard, it's a bit hard to keep that up for a full set.
True.
And yeah, once again, you get a good amount of clapping, particularly from the handsome young men who seem to want your attention.
I wonder why.
I love money.
They're just real, music lovers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, you like music, huh? Name 3 instruments.
All right. So, what happens next?
Well, after that, you head over to the concessions area to get yourself a drink.
Fair.
And, well, that's when a sort of curious-looking woman just sort of heads over to you,
Hmm.
slides in next to you.
Curious looking how.
Slides into your DMs.
Well,
A woman never does that.
she's got long, straight hair, slightly rare among humans, not to mention a slightly greenish tint to her skin. It's enough to make you wonder if she might be ill with something, but she doesn't look unhealthy in any way.
is enough to make me wonder if she might be something other than human.
Well, it's possible, but she's got the round ears, the relatively tall height.
Hmm.
No other real indicators.
Maybe I've
that you're
discovered a
familiar with.
new subspecies.
True. Never seen anyone green that
All right,
looks like people.
Aurelia will,
And,
greet her
well,
politely, I suppose.
nice performance. Don't you think that all people, that all the people in these parties are fake?
Are you saying that everyone here is an illusion? Because I would be very disappointed if I put in all that effort.
No, it's just that everybody puts on appearances for places like this.
Everyone puts on appearances for everywhere. This is no different.
That is also true. So what is so what does Aurelia like behind her mask?
Well, that's a slightly presumptuous question, don't you think?
I suppose so. So perhaps I should introduce myself first.
That seems fair.
My name is Silke. I am from Schuppenstein.
Do I know where that is?
You would. It's the northernmost member of your defensive alliance. It's actually a fairly heavily forested place, famous for its lumber exports. It's basically completely around the entire Gnomish Peninsula from where you are, so you don't get too many ships or traffic from there, but you were certainly willing enough to be a part of the defensive alliance, and although they're relatively new, that still puts them about 2 generations above your own is when they joined.
Wait, sorry, what does that mean?
It means that they joined around 50 years ago.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, you meant generations of. Okay, so like in Aurelia's grandfather's time or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was blanking on what you meant by that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, Aurelia's grandfather signed the treaty for Schuppenstein to join the alliance.
Fair enough. Aurelia will say some vague complimentary thing about Schlupenstein or whatever.
You can even say it wrong too.
Sorry, what is it again?
Slip and slide.
Can you type it?
Done.
Schuppenstein. Okay. Schuppenstein. Yes, she will say some complimentary thing about it that may or may not be sincere, but she's pretty sure this woman knows that, that's how it works.
How very polite of you. Have you ever been there?
Has Aurelia ever been there?
No.
No. Aurelia admits that she has not.
It is good that you are honest, at least. This is the first time I have been to Vienna. And
Well,
to be
I hope
honest,
you're enjoying it.
it is too crowded for me. Too close to the sea. And smells far too much of garbage.
I love this person already.
I love her so much.
Well, that is how it can be with cities sometimes.
They don't think it'd be like it is, but it do.
Yes. That is why I prefer Schuppenstein. It is much more spread out.
As well. No one would fault you for preferring your own homeland.
But I will tell you what I do like about this place.
What's that?
You.
Well, thank you.
I have never met someone who has been as many places as you. I suppose you have much more stories than the one you just told.
Yes, I do. But well, it would have taken more time than we have, than my voice was prepared for to try to tell them all. So I chose the one that I thought would be most interesting to the people here.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. But the night is still young. If you have more stories to tell, I would be interested in hearing them.
Well, I can spare some time, but there are a great many guests here, and I would simply be irresponsible as a host were I to hide myself off from all of them. But
Nice.
if you have any
It's a party.
particular questions,
Well, what kind of beings have you met on your trips?
oh, a great many.
I imagine they're not all human, like on that continent you described.
No, indeed. In my most recent set of travels, I met a great variety of, well, I suppose you could call them animal-like races.
Really? What kind of animals?
Well, some familiar ones, like people with attributes of cats, but also some that resemble animals I had never seen before. Sorry, I'm not actually clear on if Aurelia did Aurelia learn what a hippopotamus was at some point?
Well, you presume it's like a GIF, but bigger
Right,
and less
less humanoid.
bipedal.
Right.
The problem with that continent is that all of the hippos are gone and are GIF now.
Oh, so they're just straight up no hippos in the world?
We didn't say that.
Are there hippos else in another continent?
Maybe.
Okay,
Or maybe
I
it's
don't
just
know.
one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, she'll. I kind of lost my train of thought on the actual role playing of the conversation, but yeah, she'll explain about the various kinds of animal people there and stuff.
Fascinating. Which ones were your favorite?
In what way?
Oh, whatever way.
Well,
I have never met people who are also animals, except maybe gnolls.
well,
So I would not know.
I'm not sure. I could say that I had a favorite. They were all interesting and had had unique points to their culture and way of living. The GIF were quite interesting. They all seem to work as well. Almost all seem to work as mercenaries and follow a strict code of honor, which I thought was quite fascinating.
All right. Well, so Silke will continue to take up your time until
Okay.
you politely say that it's time to mingle with other
Can I roll
guests.
insight or anything to try to see if I can discern
absolutely.
her motives
Go
or
ahead.
anything like that?
Go ahead.
Can I roll as well out of curiosity?
Sure.
yeah. Also, sorry. Before you answer as well, I'm curious. How old does she look?
Mid-20s, maybe a
Oh,
little
okay.
older if she's carrying her age well.
Okay, so quite young.
Actually, ancient. I will have you know.
And
How
yeah,
old is Lily?
both of you can clearly get that Aurelia has shown no real interest in all of the available men brought to the party. So she's trying to find out if the men part is the issue.
Oh, okay.
Yup.
Like I said, is Link seriously the only one in this damn party that knows when they're being hit on?
Aurelia definitely knows when she's being hit on, but she's just Aurelia has certain hang-ups about love and marriage and stuff
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
weird that.
Yes.
that has to do with her own personal history.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That make her very uncomfortable with a lot of the sort of courtly courting,
Well,
as it were.
at the very least, unlike the other guests who are being fairly clear about dropping hints, Silke has been allowing you to sort of talk and without any sort of particular pressure.
Okay.
And once the conversation concludes, she mentions that she'll be staying in town for a while and she'd welcome a visit from you.
Okay. Yeah, I think Aurelia will go along with that. I think she likes her, or at least finds her interesting. So yeah, she'll make a plan to hang out later. Maybe, I don't know.
All right.
Because Aurelia, see, a thing is, Aurelia does really enjoy talking about herself. So the fact that Silke seems to be interested in Aurelia talking about herself it's a big plus, is what I'm saying.
All right. But just for reference,
Hmm.
just so I can build from here, how would you categorize Aurelia's preferences?
I think Aurelia's fairly. She's got wide preferences. Let's say she's open to possibilities with a great variety of possible genders and species.
As long as I know who's most important.
All right. I will make a note.
Fair enough.
And that, I believe, concludes today's session.
Alrighty.
Okay. So I
Excellent.
didn't figure out why she's slightly green.
No, she didn't really talk about herself.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, weird
I feel
that.
like Aurelia might try to look into that at some point. Secretly. She doesn't want to be offensive if it's like some medical condition. You know?
yeah.
Just though for reference, like if you pull up the map of Kara's deck,
Mm-hmm.
when I say that Schuppenstein is the northernmost member of the League, I mean that it's pretty close to that border with Narath.
Right.
Which, if I remember right, that place is all jungle generally.
Mm-hmm. That's
Where-
where they. That's why they have a large amount of trees to cut down for lumber.
Where exactly
Mhm.
is Viana, like, on this again? Because I forget.
I
Oh.
believe it's on the little piece of Relgoth that touches the Sinom Sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, just all the way around the peninsula.
All right.
Like, it's so out of the way that a trip by land is almost as fast as a trip by sea.
All right, well, I'm going to stop the recording then.